So this Earthquake is gonna one-shot the Zekrom, and that's gonna be a good game. Swampert just brought out the broom and went for a sweep. What's up guys, Krishna here and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're gonna be showcasing Swampert sweeping triple legendaries twice in Master League. Now, I know it's been a bit of a Swampert overdose on this channel. I apologize for that. I've got a couple of other really exciting teams in Pokemon to showcase as well, which is what I'm gonna be doing in my next couple of videos. But for one final time, I just want to emphasize how amazing Swampert can be in Master League. Now, there's something oddly satisfying about having a 2900 CP Community Day starter Pokemon absolutely destroy those 4000 CP plus legendaries. It just feels so good. And in this video, I'm going to be showcasing a set of battles along with a couple of really exciting bonus battles. And the last one is going to be the most exciting one of them all. In fact, most of these battles are going to be some of the most amazing Master League battles I've done this season. So please stay tuned till the end. And as always, I'm going to be adding the timestamps and the specific matchups in the pinned comments below. So do check that out. And if you're new to this channel and if you're interested in PvP related content, please hit that subscribe button and let's just get straight into these battles. Okay, moving on to the first battle here. This was actually a set of battles recorded like a couple of days ago, which is why you'll notice that my Dragonite has only one charge move on it. I did unlock Hurricane on it yesterday, and I've been running it with Dragonclaw and Hurricane yesterday and today. But at the time of recording these battles, I'm running it with only Dragonclaw. So we met with a Groudon here, very positive lead for Dragonite because everything is going to be resisted or double resisted, right? So they're staying in this matchup. They're going to throw a charge move right here. This is just going to be a Fire Punch. And it's going to be resisted because of the dragon typing, and I'm not going to throw the charge move right away because I'm expecting the switch out right here, but they are staying in this matchup, which is absolutely fine. This is probably just going to be another Fire Punch, which is going to be resisted. Earthquake is going to be double resisted as well because of the flying typing. Now they make a switch into Metagross. This is perfect. This is exactly why you have Swampert in the team, and Metagross we all know is an amazing pick in Premier Cup, but it's really solid in Master League as well, right? Because it's going to do some heavy neutral damage with either Meteor Mash or Earthquake, and it has some great coverage as well. So I shielded that up because I want to preserve some health on my Swampert, and I'm going to go straight for the Hydro Cannon here, hoping to get a shield bait. Let's see what they decide to do here. They give up a shield. This is fantastic. So I'm just going to go straight for the Earthquake this time. But unfortunately, they're able to get to a charge move first. So I'm going to shield this up because even if it's resisted, it would do quite a bit of damage. And like I said, I just want to preserve as much health on my Swampert as possible. And this time I'm going to go straight for the Earthquake here. This should either pressure the shield or get rid of the Metagross. We get the final shield, which is completely fine. Now the switch timer is back up for them, so they make a switch into Dragonite. So I'm going to overfarm a little bit and then switch into my Metagross right here. Now they're going to throw a charge move. This is absolutely fine because everything Dragonite has is going to be resisted by Metagross because of the steel typing. And Metagross is such a positive matchup against Dragonite. So I'm going to go straight for the Meteor Mash here. Meteor Mash is going to do some heavy neutral damage to Dragonite and almost take it out from this range. Let's see what... Yeah, it pretty much almost takes it out, but doesn't quite one-shot it. And we're gonna, even though these Dragon Breaths and Dragon Claws are resisted, they definitely start adding up over time. Metagross is into the red right now, but I'm going to be able to commit to the complete Bullet Punch farm down. And I'm expecting the Groudon to come back here. I'm going to try and get this Meteor Mash off. Luckily, we're able to do it just in time here. They probably were trying to farm us down completely. So this Meteor Mash is going to do some heavy neutral damage and pretty much take out the Groudon here. And Metagross is going to come back, and it's pretty much GG's at this point because we have loaded energy on both Swampert and Dragonite. I'm going to come in with Dragonite because we have two back-to-back Dragon Claws here. And even though it's resisted, it's definitely going to start chipping away. So second Dragon Claw coming through, this should get the Metagross extremely low. And it's going to force them to dump their energy on Dragonite. That's exactly what I want here because they are getting extremely low. And they're forced to throw a charge move here. This is going to be a Meteor Mash. It's definitely going to finish off Dragonite, but we have loaded energy on Swampert. And Hydro Cannon should pretty much seal the deal here. So that was a pretty straightforward matchup to start off proceedings, especially because we won the lead and we had the perfect counters to basically sort of maneuver around and, take the win. I think Dragonite into Groudon is just one of the best leads you can ask for. And then we had Metagross for Dragonite and then Swampert for their Metagross. So it just ended up working perfectly. Okay, but it's gonna get really exciting now. I mean, in the subsequent battles. So we have Dragonite into Kyogre. Again, a very positive lead for Dragonite. Dragonite catches a lot of things on the lead in Master League, right? Groudon and Kyogre are really good matchups. And I'm just gonna not again throw the charge move because most people like to switch out, but they're gonna throw a charge move right here. This is just gonna be a Surf because it was too soon to be a Blizzard or a Thunder. And as expected, they make a switch into their Giratina Origin. I was contemplating switching out, but I realized that my backline struggles against Giratina Origin. And I'm going to stay in with Dragonite right here. Dragonite basically has to get rid of Giratina Origin. So this is actually a pretty tricky team comp for this team, right? Having Kyogre and Giratina Origin, because both Metagross and Swampert struggle against both Kyogre and Giratina Origin, right? You're pretty much depending on Dragonite to basically get rid of these two Pokemon, which is why I decided to shield this up because I have to preserve my Dragonite to basically get rid of this Giratina Origin. So I'm just going to commit to the complete Dragon Breath farm down here, and we have quite a bit of loaded energy. Let's see what they decide to do. They bring in Dialga. This is absolutely fine. Dragon Claw is still going to do some decent amount of neutral damage to Dialga because of its Dragon Steel typing, and it's fine. Now, at this point, I'm just going to come in with Metagross. I still have to worry about the Kyogre in the back. Like I said, it does well against both Metagross and Swampert. And they're going to throw a charge move right here. I'm not going to shield this because this is probably just going to be an Iron Head, which is going to be resisted. And they make a switch into Kyogre, so I'm going to go immediately for the Earthquake here. I either want to pressure the shield or pretty much take out the Kyogre. Earthquake would probably take it out from this range, but they shield that up, which is fine. It's still a pretty tricky situation. I'm really hoping that they don't farm us down, but they are farming us down for quite a bit of energy. But fortunately, I'm able to get to a Meteor Mash just in time here. Even though this is resisted, it would do quite a bit of damage to Kyogre. So I'm going to switch into Swampert. Now it's in Mudshot farm down range, right? But they have quite a bit of loaded energy. So I'm going to have to shield this up. It's going to be a Surf, which is going to do heavy neutral damage to Swampert. But they have more than just a Surf, right? They have another one right here. And this, again, like I said, is going to do some heavy neutral damage to Swampert. But I'm just going to commit to the complete Mudshot farm down here. I have to completely Mudshot farm this thing down. And now it's just a race to the charge move. Can I get to the Earthquake just in time? I'm able to get to the Earthquake just in time here. And this should definitely finish off Dialga. So there you go. Swampert coming in super clutch towards endgame. This was slightly tricky. Like I said, the Kyogre, Giratina Origin teams are always tricky to sort of maneuver around. But when you catch at least one of them in the lead, it makes it a little easier, right? When they lead with Dialga and then have Kyogre and Giratina Origin in the back, that's a very tricky situation. And it's going to be very hard to win those games. So, moving into the third battle here, we have another Kyogre lead. I was actually pretty lucky with the leads in this set. Very positive lead again. So, I'm just going to count the waterfalls and I'm expecting a switch out on the Dragon Claw, which we do. This is so predictable. Most people do that, right? They make a switch into Melmetal, going to go into Swampert again. Melmetal is another Pokemon Swampert does really well against. So I'm not going to shield this because if it's superpower, they're going to risk debuffing themselves this quickly. But it's just a Rock Slide, which is absolutely fine. It is resisted. So I'm just going to build up to an Earthquake and throw the Hydro Cannon, really trying to pressure the shield here. Let's see what they decide to do. They give up the shield, which is absolutely fantastic. So they're going to throw a charge move. I'm actually expecting a superpower here, which is why I shield this up, because I want to preserve the health on my Swampert. It's another Rock Slide bait, so absolutely fine. So again, I'm going to build up to an Earthquake and then go for another Hydro Cannon here. Let's see if this gets the shield. We get the shield again. This is absolutely beautiful. So at this point, they're probably going to go for a superpower, which is why I think I'm going to shield this up. Let's see what happens here. I'm going to shield this up. It's a superpower. This is perfect. Now this, and they make a switch as well. They make a switch into Kyogre. I was actually expecting it, right? Because the switch timer was back up. I knew they were going to switch into Kyogre. So I immediately switched into Dragonite to catch the Surf, which is good. If they had held their energy, then they could have gotten to a Blizzard on my Dragonite. But now there's no chance for them to get to a Blizzard, right? They need basically to get to another 9 waterfalls to basically get off another Blizzard. So we have a lot of loaded energy and this Dragon Claw should definitely finish off the Kyogre right here and we're looking great. So Melmetal is going to come back in. It's absolutely fine. I'm really hoping they don't farm us down, which luckily they don't. They probably could have farmed us down, to be honest, but they're going to throw a Rock Slide immediately here. This is great because my Swampert has loaded energy. So I'm just going to wait out the switch clock a little bit and then come in with Swampert here. So just going to come in with Swampert and then overfarm a little bit and throw the Hydro Cannon. I probably could have gone straight for the Earthquake, to be honest, because Hydro Cannon is not going to finish off the Melmetal, but I want to store up a little bit of energy. Let's see what happens here. They're throwing another charge move. This is probably going to be a superpower. It's going to do some heavy neutral damage to Swampert, but I can commit to the complete Mudshot farm down now. I can commit to the... Actually, I'm going to switch it to Metagross to potentially catch a charge move. We have loaded energy on Swampert right now, and they have a Giratina Origin in the back. Now, this is not a great matchup for Metagross, but because we have the slight energy lead, I'm going to be able to get to this Meteor Mash. This is crucial, right? Because it's going to do some heavy neutral damage to Giratina, and they can't exactly overfarm here because I'm going to be able to get to the next Meteor Mash. So they have to basically throw the charge move. This is going to be a Shadow Ball, which is going to do super effective damage against Metagross and finish it off here. But we have loaded energy on Swampert. So I'm going to go straight for the Earthquake here. Earthquake is going to do heavy neutral damage and finish off the Giratina Origin. So like you can see, Swampert coming in super clutch once again. Pretty much being able to take out, like I said, when you Swampert with an energy advantage, can pretty much deal with Giratina Origins in the back as well. Which is why it's a really solid option. So moving into the fourth battle. Okay, this is the first triple legendary sweep of Swampert in this video. We have 2 triple legendary sweeps from Swampert. This is the first one. Let's get into it now. We have Dragonite into Groudon. Very positive matchup. We won the lead every single time so far. This is very positive. Again, expecting the switch out here. But this time I just mashed the Dragon Claw. I should have expected the switch out, right? They make a switch into Dialga. This is absolutely fine. Dialga is still going to take some neutral damage from Dragon Claws. So I'm just going to switch into Metagross right here. And actually, I'm just going to go straight for the Meteor Mash here. Because we already got the Dragon Claw off, even though Meteor Mash is resisted, it would still do quite a bit of damage. And it's enough to warrant a shield here. Let's see. We get the shield. This is perfect. So let's see what... I'm going to let it go through. I'm actually expecting an Iron Head here, which is why I decided to let it go through. Unfortunately, it's a Thunder, so this is not great because now they're going to be able to farm us for quite a bit of energy, right? This is not ideal at all. So I'm going to come in with Swampert, I believe, here. Yeah, I think I'm going to come with Swampert because, yeah. Just going to come in with Swampert here. Might have to eat a Charge Bomb. I'm absolutely going to shield this up because even if it's Iron Head, it's going to be resisted. But I have to preserve the health on my Swampert because those Dragon Breaths are already adding up. They make a switch into Mewtwo, so I'm just going to overfarm and catch the Psy Strike with the Dragonite here. I'm just going to basically sack the Dragonite, basically try and get their final shield and soak up as many charge moves as possible. Psy Strike doing heavy neutral damage, but I'm going to be able to get to this Dragon Claw right here, and I'm really hoping they shield this. Because if they shield this, it would give me a small window of opportunity to win. But they shield this. This is perfect. So at this point, and also they're going to throw a charge move right here. This is absolutely fine. But still, they have a 70% health Mewtwo, a 40% health Dialga, and almost a full health Groudon, right? So this is going to be a pretty tricky matchup for Swampert, but this is where Swampert comes in super clutch. So I'm just going to go straight for the Hydro Cannon here. Probably could have gone for the Earthquake, but Hydro Cannon is going to do heavy neutral damage. And I'm going to throw immediately here because Mewtwo can get to charge moves very quickly. And I don't really want to mess around here. So just Hydro Cannon takes out the Mewtwo here. And let's see what they have. They bring in Groudon. It's a race to the charge move. They're going to get off a charge move right here. This could be a Fire Punch bait. But I'm going to shield this up just in case. And it's an Earthquake. Thank God I shielded that because that would have definitely taken out Swampert. And they make a switch into Dialga to try and catch the Hydro Cannon. But I'm going to go straight for the Earthquake here. I probably could have gone for the Hydro Cannon and farmed down. But I don't want to run the risk of eating a charge move from the Dialga. But now Groudon is going to come back and it's a race to the charge move. They're able to get to another charge move here. I'm really hoping this isn't an Earthquake because it was too soon. It's a Fire Punch. We survived that with very little health. And I'm going to be able to get to the Hydro Cannon just in time here. But is this Hydro Cannon going to finish off the Groudon though? It's not enough to finish off. They still survive with little health, but Mudshot is going to do it. And that's going to be a GG. So as you can see, Swampert basically took out a 70% health Mewtwo, a 30% health Dialga, and then, of course, a 60 to 70% health Groudon with just one shield. And that's just how powerful Swampert can be, right? I mean, it's just so satisfying, like I mentioned earlier as well. Just to basically nuke those 4,000 plus CP Pokemon with a 2,900 CP Community Day Pokemon. There's no better satisfying feeling than that. So we lose the lead this time. This is actually a battle where I make a very critical mistake, which ends up costing me. You'll see that here. This is the final battle of the set, and after that we're going to move into those couple of really exciting bonus battles which I was talking about. So luckily we managed to switch into Metagross to catch the Rock Slide. That's typically what I always try and do when I face Melmetal leads, and they are still staying in this matchup, which is kind of surprising. So they're probably building up to 2 superpowers here. They're probably going to go back to back. I clicked the Meteor Mash. I don't know if Metagross wins or loses CMP. I probably should check that. So first superpower coming through, I'm trying to click the Meteor Mash, but they're able to get to another Meteor Mash. I mean, another superpower. So this is very strange because I should have been able to get the Meteor Mash off first. And superpower is gonna, I don't shield that because I know we can survive it. And they make a switch into Dialga here. I could have gone easily for the Earthquake, right? Because I know I can get to only one charge move. I should have definitely gone for the Earthquake there, and they don't shield that, so it would have definitely pretty much come close to taking Dialga out. Now it's a pretty tricky situation to be in, because that was a really key mistake from my part. And also it's pretty weird because I clicked the Meteor Mash even before they got to a superpower, but for some reason, even before Meteor Mash went through, they were able to get to 2 superpowers and switch out. So, I mean, some weird glitches there, but it's absolutely fine. These things happen. But I'm just going to let it go through here because I want to preserve 2 shields for Swampert. Swampert can do miraculous things, but this is a little too much for even Swampert to do, right? Because they have still 2 shields. And they're going to come in with Melmetal right here. At this point, I'm really assuming they have something in the back which is weak to Swampert because they wouldn't voluntarily bring out their Melmetal. So I'm just going to go straight for the Hydro Cannon, hoping to get a shield. They don't give up a shield. So this is kind of tricky again. So I'm just going to overfarm a little bit to basically have the energy to throw at whatever is going to come out next. So I'm going to shield this up. Luckily, it's a superpower. I'm going to be able to farm this Melmetal down for quite a bit of energy here. But they're able to get to another charge move here. So I'm not going to shield this because I have to at least save 1 shield for whatever is going to come out next. Superpower is going to do neutral, but they have a Guillotine in the back. That's not ideal, right? I would have definitely loved to see something like a Dialga or a Reshiram or Zekrom, etc. But Guillotine Origin is something you don't want to see basically because you have to basically get off 2 Earthquakes. So I'm basically going to have to bait twice. I have to shield this up because even if it's an ominous win, it would take out Swampert from this range. And I really can't afford it at this point. So I'm going to try and bait again with Hydro Cannon here. It really doesn't matter because it's basically going to take 2 Earthquakes to get rid of Guillotine Origin. If I'd at least been able to get 1 shield from them, I would have probably been able to win this matchup. So just going to go for the Earthquake here. It's going to do heavy neutral damage and put this Guillotine Origin below 50% health. But it isn't going to take it out, right? That's the key here. So yeah, we lose that game. Pretty key mistake from my part. Should have thrown the Earthquake on the Dialga. But these things happen. You don't win every single game. But we are going to move into the more exciting battles here. Okay, moving on to these couple of really exciting bonus battles here. We have Dragonite into Groudon. This is a very positive matchup for us. So I'm expecting a switch out right here, but they are staying in this matchup, which is why I'm not going to immediately throw the Dragon Claw. I am going to overfarm a little bit, and now I'm going to throw. But they make a switch right now, so that's really unexpected. It's exactly the reason why I overfarmed, and they catch the Dragon Claw with Mewtwo, which is absolutely fine. So I'm going to come in with Metagross. Metagross is a pretty positive matchup against Mewtwo because those Psychic moves are double resisted. Do have to watch out for Shadow Ball though. But I'm going to be able to get to this Meteor Mash here, and this should pretty much take out Mewtwo if it goes unshielded. But I'm expecting to get a shield here, which we do. So charge move coming through from the Mewtwo. I'm really hoping this is a Psy Strike bait, which is why I'm not going to shield. I'm going to risk it right here, but it's a Shadow Ball, so that does super effective damage and pretty much one-shots the Metagross. And on top of the fact that they're going to be able to Psycho Cut us down and have a lot of energy, right? So this is not ideal. So just going to come in with Dragonite and then soak up the charge move here. We'll have to wait and see what their second charge move is. Mewtwo is a box of tricks. So it's a Psy Strike. So this is a double Legacy Mewtwo. So props to my opponent. That's actually a very solid pick in Master League. But we're able to farm the Mewtwo down with Dragon Breath, and they come in with Togekiss. So this is not ideal. I just throw the Dragon Claw here because the switch timer is not back up. And as soon as I throw, I'm going to switch into Swampert. But we get the shield. This is huge. They probably thought that was a Hurricane. But now I'm just going to build up a little bit extra energy and then throw the Hydro Cannon. Remember, Groudon has a lot of loaded energy and it's almost at full health. And they have a full health Togekiss. So basically, Swampert has to get rid of a full health Togekiss and a full health Groudon. Dragonite at the back is practically dead. I can only use it as a sack swap. So just gonna throw the second Hydro Cannon here. This should get the Togekiss into the red. But basically I'm gonna have to get off another Hydro Cannon to get rid of it, right? And these charms are absolutely adding up. They're gonna throw a charge move right here. Absolutely gonna shield this. It doesn't matter what it is. Have to preserve the health on my Swampert, like I said. But they make... Okay, I'm gonna overfarm a little bit and they're gonna make a switch into Groudon and throw a charge move. This is obviously going to be a fire punch, but I have to shield this up because from this range, even though it's resisted, it would still do enough damage. And I'm trying to get this Hydro Cannon right here, and they're able to get to another charge move. This is getting really critical, right? So fire punch coming through, it's going to do resisted damage, but gets the Swampert critically low. At this point, I'm going to have to build up to 2 Hydro Cannons because I need to get rid of the Togekiss as well. One charm would take the Swampert out, so I'm just going to go for the first Hydro Cannon here. We have back-to-back at this point. This Hydro Cannon finishes off Groudon, and I'm able to get to the second Hydro Cannon just in time here, and this should finish off Togekiss. So, like I said, I had to basically have 2 back-to-back stored up, otherwise I would have definitely lost that. And Swampert, once again, pulling out wins from pretty much losing positions. So, The next battle is the battle we've been waiting for. This is going to be the epic triple legendary sweep from Swampert. We've already seen one, but this is going to be even more dramatic. So, yeah, this is the battle here. Let's see now. We have Dragonite into Dialga. This is not a good matchup for Dragonite, right? Because those Dragon Breaths are doing super effective damage. So I'm immediately going to save switch into Metagross, and then they make a switch into Groudon. So this is not great. So, but because we have the energy advantage, I'm going to be able to get off this Meteor Mash. This is going to do some heavy neutral damage to Groudon if it goes unshielded. We get the shield, that is fine. So at this point, I'm just not going to shield the Metagross. I'm just going to let it go because at least I'll take the shield advantage at this point because there's no way that I can win switch advantage in this matchup. Fire Punch coming through. It's not going to finish off Metagross even though it's super effective. And they're going to basically have to throw again because I would have gotten to a Meteor Mash. So another charge move coming through. It's going to be another Fire Punch. Definitely going to finish off Metagross. But I can just come back in with Dragonite and completely farm this Groudon down. Like I said, there's nothing that Groudon can do against a Dragonite because everything is resisted or double resisted. So Fire Punch coming through. It's going to do resisted damage, but it's definitely going to chip away over time. So yeah, but I'm just going to commit to the complete farm down here. I just want to have at least two Dragon Claws while coming out of this matchup, which I can throw at the Dialga and hopefully pressure shields. Another Fire Punch coming through. It's going to be resisted, but it's definitely starting to add up onto Dragonite. And they make a switch into Dialga right now, but we have almost two back-to-back Dragon Claws. So I really want to pressure the shield because I want to get their final shield out of the way before Swampert comes into battle. So second Dragon Claw coming through. This should definitely get the shield from Dialga because it would get it critically low if it goes unshielded. So let's see what they decide to do here. They are shielding that up, so I'm immediately going to switch into Swampert so that they don't farm us down. And I'm going to shield this up. Even though it's Iron Head, it's resisted. It would still do quite a bit of damage to Swampert, especially considering that those Dragon Breaths are already adding up. And I'm just going to go straight for the Earthquake because I know they overfarmed quite a bit and Hydro Cannon is not going to be enough to take it out. And I want to get off this Earthquake before they get to another charge move. And this Earthquake is definitely going to finish off Dialga. They still have two Pokemon in the back. So Groudon comes back in, and I'm going to go immediately for the Hydro Cannon here because Groudons can get to Fire Punches relatively quickly, and luckily we beat them to the charge move. Hydro Cannon should definitely finish off Groudon, and they still have a full health Pokemon in the back. It's a Zekrom. This is beautiful. But can I get to the Earthquake? Those Dragon Breaths are really adding up. Can I get to the Earthquake in time? I'm able to get to the Earthquake just in time here, and Earthquake is going to one-shot the Zekrom, and that's going to be a good game. So Swampert brought out the broom and went for a sweep. So yeah, as you can see, Swampert can pretty much one-shot Zekrom because Earthquake would do super effective damage against Zekrom because of the electric typing. And Swampert is just epic. You saw twice where Swampert swept triple legendary teams. The first one was where it basically got rid of Mewtwo, Dialga, and then Groudon. And then in this one, we basically had Swampert getting rid of Groudon, Zekrom, and then Dialga as well. So that's just how strong Swampert can be, as you can see in Master League. And if you want to play Master League and you don't have access to some of those legendary Pokemon, I would highly recommend giving Swampert a try, guys. In my opinion, I'm just going to put it out there. It is the best Pokemon in Master League. I'm just going to say it right off the back here. It is just so epic. You don't need those 4,000 plus CP legendaries that need 100,000 dust and 100 rare candies, or basically 100 candies to unlock second charge moves. You don't need any of that. All you need is a community day Pokemon and basically 25 candies to unlock the second charge move. And even though it's only 2900 CP, it just puts in work. It can basically handle most of what you're going to see in the Master League meta. And actually, Swampert works even better in Master League than in Premier Cup. Because in Premier Cup, Dragonites and Gyarados are common. And Swampert gets walled by Dragonite and Gyarados, right? Because both Hydro Cannon and Earthquake would be resisted. But you don't see too many Dragonites or Gyarados in Master League, right? And in Master League, even in some of the matchups where Swampert loses, like Palkia, Kyogre, Giratina Origin, Togekiss, etc., you're still going to be able to hit for at least neutral damage, which is really positive. Swampert can do at least neutral damage against most of what you're going to see in the Master League meta, and also do super effective damage against pretty much most of them as well, because most of the legendaries are going to be weak to ground moves, and so many of them are going to get one shot by Earthquake. So that's why it's just so OP and so reliable as a performer in Master League, especially for closing out games as well. So again, this is, like I've mentioned multiple times, a very solid team comp that you can try out. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. And also I'll be bringing some really exciting teams. We're going to start experimenting again. We've been running the same team for the last 3 or 4 days. So really time to start experimenting and go do what we usually do, right? Have a lot of fun, tank rating points. Just kidding. I think we'll try and sort of find a balance there. But like I said, a couple of really exciting teams to showcase. Once again, really appreciate you watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.